How does the violet flame come through us?
The violet flame comes through us. First of all, it comes down remember the chart as I described it to you, from the heart and hands of the presence down through the silver cord. That very thing that goes up to our heads, like when we're born, that's what connects God to our hearts. The threefold flame, and comes down on that. I'm so wired up. It comes down through that silver cord and goes down, hits into the ground and blazes up. That's the only one that operates that way. On the other hand, you can always call for it to come to you, to a particular area in your body or a particular situation without that action. But it's the only one that acts from any direction, so to speak. God sends this from his heart, head, and hands to you, to the heart, head, and hands of the Christ self, through you. That's how it works. We can use any of these qualities to do what we need to do. The only thing that we suggest, I know a lot of people love the laying on of hands, and that's okay. But it is so much easier, or better, or safer to if you can get the visualization, to have the luminous presence of an ascended master overshadowing that person first of all, and calling for the radiance of whatever flame you want, the violet flame, the healing flame. First of all, the best thing to do is to use the violet flame to clean out think of the violet flame like a bucket of dirty water there, and you put the hose in there and just leave the hose in there. When you're a kid, you have a bucket of dirty water and you put a hose in there and you just watch it till it got clear. That's kind of how it works. It's moving out the stuff gradually, because we have so much effluvia from the past, and what we add to it even now, sometimes it is almost as thick as molasses, And if we think that it's not going away, it really is, because it's not going fast enough for us. It's not necessarily mean it's not happening. But it's always safer to visualize an ascended master overshadowing this person, so that you don't personally. Sometimes we want healing for the person, and we don't know what the cosmic law is requiring of that person's soul to grow. We want the person healed, but we shouldn't determine how the person should be healed. Okay? And many times we get busy wanting to heal, and sometimes we touch. And if we're not guarded, you don't have to set up nobody's going to kill you, But if we're not guarded, we absorb some of that ailment, and that's not a safe place to go. You've seen situations of people who are healers who many times get really ill after taking care of somebody else, right? And so it's safer to use the visualization, make your calls, and know that God is taking care of it. And if the person needs to go to a doctor, do that too. Whatever is required to get the situation cleaned up. Okay?
Thank you.
Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Reverend Kortni, let me just ask you to repeat the question. We get them on the microphone, if I may. I'm not filming anybody except the speaker. So, thank you.
Is there anybody else? Yeah?
Can we not heal ourselves from our own Christ consciousness from within?
Yes, we can. But what are you asking? Is it necessary to ask for the help of a master? Is that what you're asking?
Mm-hmm.
I think that you get reinforcement. I am still stuck with the idea that when Jesus said, if I be lifted up, will draw all to me, and he says, I am with you always, he meant that, call on me, I will be with you. I will be here to heal you. I'll show you how to do it. Because
We have a Christ self, and the Christ self will heal you. But let me see if I can explain it better. When we call for help from our God selves, our Christ selves, because of our human consciousness, it does not have the sustaining power that is needed to keep it. But when a master gives you his or her energy, it is sustained. Okay, it cannot be dissipated. So we need both. It's better to have both. Okay?
Where two or more are gathered.
There am I in the midst of them. Anybody else?
I heard for someone who's like myself, who's not that familiar with the ascended masters and their teachings, what would you recommend?
What did I suggest? Well, there are so many sources of information regarding the Ascended Master teachings, and I tend to be a little biased, so don't take everything I tell you about that, okay? That's an honest opinion. I believe that I always send people to the first 3 I Am books from the I Am activity. The Unveiled Mystery is the Magic Presence, and then the I Am Discourses, book 3, because it will frame for you the concept, the idea, how it really works, and it's very simply written. It's not a lot of intellectual jargon. It's clear and 1, 2, 3. Oh, kind of like that. And after that, you can determine what you want to look at. I myself am looking at various angles for giving this teaching the way I've learned it, from various angles, from the I Am activity through the Bridge of Freedom and other groups as such, and what I've gotten personally with my commitment to God and the Masters. The violet flame is a flame of transmutation, and that is the one that is in action for this new dispensation that's coming up, the Aquarian Age. Since Saint Germain is the avatar, so to speak, for this new cycle of 2160 years, he is the master responsible for bringing the violet flame to correct the conditions on the earth and to bring about the new golden age. See, Jesus was on the flame of ministration and service, which was the ruby gold ray, and that was his action. That was his to work with. He also worked with the violet flame, but it was not his responsibility to tell people about it. He talked about forgiveness and grace, which is an action of the violet flame also, but he was not responsible for bringing that action to us. It is suggested that you become familiar with the vibration of each quality, yeah, and so that you can recognize them separately. For instance, I can tell you, as a fact, in working with the blue flame, it is an intense power. It's electrifying. You can feel it almost as if it's electrical energy moving through you. The violet flame has a warmer feeling. It's like heat. It's consuming, it's transmuting, it's working through the molecules and atoms in your body to remove all the stuff, There was a time when I would do it in the bathroom, and sometimes, it clears, it even moves through the atoms in the walls, And I used to do this in the bathroom, and suddenly one morning I could hear a particular corner in the wall echoing because it was clearing energy, and I was like, huh, But I started to enjoy the moment because it was really moving through, because everything is alive, even the walls. It's only that it's of a denser form of energy, right? So what is happening is that you're speeding up the atoms. That's why I said let us speed up the vibration of the call, because it's working more rapidly, right? It's cutting through. You understand? Okay.